I wanted to tell a story. I wanted to tell a story past the positivity and the negativity. I wanted to tell a story about youth and adulthood shedding what we have had gone wrong in the past.
As a person, as a human being, I just want to be, and I just want to have the freedom to be.
Every day, what I'm able to do, when I wake up every day, go to school, I'm able to go to school, I'm able to go out in the world and do what I have to every day to go on in life.
June told me specifically after she saw my storyboards and my concepts that I gave her what she wanted times 5 million. So being that I'm not African American and I was able to somehow reach into her and maybe to the Black community and see what they're going through and visualize that, I think is rather deep and profound from my aspect.
We made a mess, we failed the test, now here we are.
I have several characters in the video. One character is kind of like a church lady. She has like the black brim hat and she's with the fan, kind of like the old church ladies. And that character basically is a type of woman. They're all caricatures, really. There's not like one type that I was going for. But the church lady is basically the person who's been in church all her life. She's done everything that the Bible has taught her to do and everything the pastor has taught her to do. And then one day she just realizes, you know what? I've almost been a slave to what other people have told me to do. And so I'm not going to be a slave anymore. I'm not going to just follow blindly what tradition has taught me to do.
Okay, so inspiration. Let's talk about inspiration. Yes, inspiration. I grew up in a household where one of my favorite movies I ever watched my entire lifetime was the movie Color Purple. Somewhat roots, but being that I was really young when that first came out, it was way too long for to keep my attention span. And that's just a child thing, you know, you have a short attention span, you're a kid. But the Color Purple was one of those movies like, The Color Purple for me was like Bambi for every other kid that was out there. I never cried during Bambi, I bawled my eyes out during The Color Purple. I clicked instantly with the lead character, Whoopi Goldberg. Granted, like I said before, I'm not Black, but I am gay, and I'm not saying it's exactly the same, but you kind of go through certain turmoils as you grow up. So I kind of went upon reflecting upon that movie when I designed the storyboards and the layout for this particular video.
Another character is a slave, and she actually is looking for physical freedom from being on the plantation. And she actually, if you notice in the video, she's holding a book in her hand. She's not supposed to be able to read. That's why she's in the night light. There's a night lamp next to her. So this character is basically the person who's been sneaking around, trying to teach herself how to read, trying to teach herself how to do things so that when she does escape, she's able to, you know, have freedom, real freedom.
Billie Holiday, to me, was a fascinating singer, and she just had this pure soul of just beauty that came from her and emulated from her. And so we did our best to make June look like her. I don't think it was a perfect match, but I thought it was close enough, and I think stylized enough that people would pick up on the small things like the gardenia in her hair and the 1930s style microphone, which is probably the wrong time period, my apology, not a big deal. The idea was it was all older in look. And I think we came across it really well.
Gabriel Hayes! He is amazing. I love him. We're like brother and sister from another mother or a father or race or whatever, but he's amazing. We got involved with this project. Actually, let me go back. We were involved in another project where I portrayed a character, and he was, I think he was script supervisor, and he was like wore a lot of million other hats on that project as well.
Elizabeth June. Let me just say, she is like an addiction, like heroin, and I can't get enough of her.
We were actually supposed to do a music video for another one of my songs, but he said, you know what, let's do Freedom first. I have a wonderful idea, let's put this together. I have some ideas of what we can do on no budget, and I think we can make this thing work. I got involved basically because we met on another set, and that's how it happened. We just kind of like snowball effect, we just kept working on different projects together.
No, in all true fairness, Elizabeth June is probably the most profound actress to work with. you don't even have to like counsel her for like a half an hour to get her into character. You just give her 4 or 5 descriptions of what you want the character to be, and I mean like specific, and then she just says that's enough, and she goes on her own thing, and 5 seconds later, she is what you want her to be, and it's amazing. She's like one of the most talented women I've ever had to work with. I'm surprised she's not famous yet. Well, she's in my book, she's famous, but she needs to be more famous because she's phenomenal.
Gabriel Hayes, he made it happen. I mean, when we say small budget, like no budget basically, he literally went and got some wooden planks and fashioned them together to make it look like a Hollywood set.
Working with Hayes, it's awesome. It was a great time overall. I mean, I've had other jobs before where you just sit there and, you know, you don't like your boss, or you don't like who you're working for, and I can't say I really have any complaint with Hayes. It was awesome working with him. We had fun on and off camera. He's very professional about stuff, except off camera. But can't speak about that.
That's what I'm talking about.
And you know what's funny? That rose looked like a gardenia. I don't know what kind of rose you got, Carmelo, but that looks like a gardenia. It looks like Billie Holiday.
Oh man, this is gonna be such a hot video.
But no, he's an awesome person to work with. No complaints. It was an amazing time. This is actually one of my first videos I ever worked on, and I have no complaints. It was awesome. It was fun. She's prepping herself.
She's prepping for the flag. She's up to the flag.
The flag.
The flag.
The flag that she is.
The American flag.
We've gotten the antique furniture from Barb, right? Over at, what's the name place? It was called Ollie's But Goodies in downtown Orlando. Over on, I forgot what street it was on. That's okay. They'll look it up.
That's right.
She gave us a lot of money for the antiques for really cheap, and we're taking very good care of them.
Of course.
They're all nicely prettied up.
That's right. I think the funniest moment on set was when the little girls, and now I have to talk about them, the triplets. Love these kids. The triplets were doing some sort of pillow fight, and when they were just hitting each other back and forth and just laughing, it was so amazing. I was literally crying. I was laughing so hard. And the reason it was so amazing is because we had just done some other more solemn, somber stuff where the little girls had to wear the chains, and the little girls had to be kind of like, and they were just so amazing. Like, nobody taught them to do this. These are not professional actors. These are little girls that are the daughters of a friend of mine who works with me at the YMCA. I'm a yoga instructor there. And she works with the children there, and I sometimes work with the children at the YMCA as well. And I was like, I would love to have your daughters be in this project.
Every day, I wake up and go to school and talk to people. And I can't help but think that I keep getting pushed down because I refuse to do certain things because they go against what I believe in, regardless if they're right or wrong. I guarantee that the things you do and the things you create will have profoundly changed other people's lives, whether it be directly or indirectly. And that's, to me, the gift that you give to yourself.
Growing up in New York, I met so many people, and honestly, it's hard to say, but when you actually sit there and get past everything and you meet other people of other races, it's amazing what you could learn from them. Meet who you can meet, enjoy life, and stop putting boundaries on what you can do because of the people that are around in the world. No, go out and do what you have to do, and extend your hand out to everybody.
I think freedom is the most important thing next to love in life. If you're able to love the person you want to love and to marry the person you want to marry, you should fight for that right to do that. if you can work the job you want to work and have the career you want to have without having people tell you what you have to do, I think you should fight for that. If there's any way at all that you feel that your freedom is being taken away from you, run away. Don't walk, run. Find something else, even if it means you have to live in a cardboard box. Fight for freedom. It's worth it.